Dunheved Station is the first station and a junction on the Ropes Creek railway line in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. It was the only station on the Ropes Creek line named after a suburb. Dunheved facilities. It consisted of an island platform which was set into a cutting, and public access was via a footbridge and steps. The station's building was constructed from prefabricated concrete. Consisted of a station master's office with a signal box and booking office, a waiting room, male and female toilets. The platform was 165 meters long enough to hold an 8-car Sydney suburban train. Points within Dunheved yard limits were operated by levers in the station master's office, as were the signals. Most of the yard signals were lower quadrant signals as well as ground or dolly signals. Lighting to the lower quadrant signals was both electric and kerosene lamps. Mainline signals were Sydney Suburban double light 2 aspects type, and the line was track-circuited through Dunheved. St Mary's Munitions Works branch line. The line to St Mary's Munitions Works was never electrified and headed from the yard in a western direction and turned northwest just after the junction and headed around past some bushland to Dunheved Golf Course and paralleled Links Road. After following the road for about 550 meters, the line crosses the road and goes into Commonwealth land. This is restricted land. About 80 meters after the road crossing, the line crosses South Creek, now known as Waianamatta Creek. Just after the line crosses the creek, it junctions into 3 tracks. The Munitions Works line still proceeds in a northwest direction while the 2 new track head towards 2 buildings. They go through both buildings and end up rejoining the Munitions Works line about 1 kilometer after the buildings. About 3 kilometers after the junction of the sidings, the line turns to head in a more westerly direction to St Mary's Munitions Works. Points or turnouts within the Munitions Works were either spring-loaded points or throw-over ball points. In 1943, the NSWGR put a request in for 12 diesel-electric locomotives. Only 4 General Electric 44-ton locos were available. These were ex-United States Army Transportation Corps. The locos kept their U.S. Army numbers Chapter 7920 to 7923 and were to be used at the St Mary's Munitions Works, but only one was required at the Munitions Works, so the other 3 found use around Sydney. NSW Rail. Net. Dunheved Railway Station. www. NSW Rail. Net. Retrieved the 11th of June 2008. NSW Rail. Net. St Mary's Munitions Works. www. NSW Rail. Net. Retrieved the 11th of June 2008. NSW Rail. Net. Junction. Dunheved. Quote. www. NSW Rail. Net. Retrieved the 11th of June 2008. Recollections by former Dunheved Station signalman.